Welcome here to TalkFCB and welcome back to the channel, guys, because yes, it's already time for another game. Really quickly, this one has come around, but that's the thing right now. We don't mind. We are looking forward. We are excited for the very next match, and that is the way that it should be. Because today, we are going to be talking all about Barca's clash at the Camp Nou against Athletic Club, and you would expect on Sunday, the final game of the day, given the way the team have performed, given the way that we are playing right now, it should be a great atmosphere and a great attendance at the Camp Nou. Because once again, this one, it's a big one. Because this right here is the La Liga table, and I think that's always a reminder that we can never take our foot off the pedal. You know, the work is not done. The job is certainly not done. We are in fourth right now. We do have a game in hand on many of the teams around us, but we've got to keep pushing. We have to keep winning, and as you can see right there, Athletic are in 8th place themselves. They're having a really strong season, only a few points away from the European places, and we all know how difficult they can be. Because obviously, over the years, whenever we've come up against Athletic Club, it's always been a very tricky opponent to face, and I think this season alone, our 2 meetings already against them, they have provided us here with real motivation, real hunger. Going into these games, we want to beat them. We want to beat Athletic Club. Make no mistake about that. Back in round 2 of La Liga, it was Memphis Depay who rescued a point for us on the day, but really, that was a game that we deserved to lose, and that was the start of Ronald Koeman's terrible away record in the end, before his sacking. And of course, much more recently, much more fresh in the mind of us Barca fans, the Copa del Rey meeting just 1 month ago, back in January, because again, it was at San Mamés where we came under serious pressure, and despite Pedri's last-minute equaliser, which took the game all the way to extra time, we didn't only end up losing, we didn't only end up knocked out of the cup, but also a serious injury once again to Ansu Fati left us all devastated. And I think coming into this game, as you can see right here, Athletic themselves are coming into it really boosted, I feel, by their latest win. A massive win there over Real Sociedad, who of course are their biggest rivals, local derby that one, 4-0, and don't forget, they've had the whole week to rest, recuperate and prepare for this game. So whilst we've been playing in Europe and playing very well too, may I add, Athletic have been waiting for this clash and we are going to have to be ready. And I think that's going to be the really crucial part of this game, and especially looking to Xavi and the decisions that he's going to make here, we've got to get the balance right, because of course we'd want to really follow on from that brilliant performance against Napoli. We would want to see the same intensity, the same level of performance, and possibly the same players out there against Athletic Club. They're playing with confidence, they're playing with the absolute maximum belief right now, but we do have to be careful, because as much as we would want to see all of the same things, it's a very quick turnaround. Like I said there in the intro, this game has come very quickly after that one, and it is tough to play away on a Thursday and then to be playing straight away again on the Sunday. That's where Xavi is going to need to be clever. He will have been watching all of his players in the training sessions, in the recovery sessions, just to see who is going to be ready, who can bring that same intensity, and may we just see some small elements of rotation. Because of course, coming into this game, there is going to be 1 enforced change that is guaranteed, because there is going to be no Jordi Alba in this match. Unfortunately, he is suspended after he picked up his 5th yellow card of the season in our last league game, which was also a stunning win over Valencia. And whilst of course, like we said yesterday, Alba will be a big miss, a really big miss. He has raised his level in recent weeks. He's been putting in some very good performances. But, although 1 flying fullback may be out in this game, we will be welcoming another back, because Dani Alves is back on the scene. He returns from his suspension after the red card, of course, that he picked up against Atletico Madrid. And I have to say, it feels like a lifetime ago. It feels as though Dani Alves has been out for ages. We haven't seen this guy in weeks. 3 weeks in total, it will have been. He's missed 4 games in all, of course, given the fact that he couldn't play as well in the Europa League. And I think what we can't do here is forget how good he was against Atletico. That was the start, of course, of this brilliant run of form from Barca, and Alves, he was at the very heart of that, scoring 1, creating another. He was a constant danger to Atletico, and we will need him in a game like this against Athletic. Welcome back, Dani Alves. And just before we do indeed move on on to the possible team selection from Xavi, there is one more player that we do have to welcome back to, because Memphis Depay is also back in the squad for the very first time there since the 12th of January. He's missed 7 games in total in that time through injury. It's another addition, another brilliant option in our forward line. And I think Xavi now, looking at the players that he has at his disposal, he's got to be loving life. And so, when it comes to the starting lineup to face Athletic Club, in goal, of course it's going to be Marc-Andre Ter Stegen. But I do want to say on that, I think a lot of people right now are looking at Ter Stegen. They're very much focusing on his performances, because whilst the rest of the team have been brilliant, I think we've seen so many improved performances, Ter Stegen is one that isn't really keeping pace with the rest of them. There have been individual errors, there have been moments that maybe have been spared because of offside decisions or things like this, but I think Ter Stegen, he really does have to raise that level too. We want to see from him some improvement, and like I say, eyes will be on Ter Stegen in this game. At right back, we are certainly going to see Dani Alves return in that role, but I do just want to make it clear that I'm not just pushing Dest out, and the same will go for Xavi. He's not just going to get rid of Dest at right back, but the reason is Alves will play on that right side, and we need Dest, I feel, to cover on the left, because like I say, no Jordi Alba, Balde still out there with that injury problem. Dest is a versatile player who is very much capable of playing on that side. We've actually seen him put in some good performances at left back in the past, and that is why he should take up that position. At centre back, providing all is good and well with Araujo and also Piqué, I would expect both of those two once again to line up at the heart of our defence. I think those two have been such a good partnership. When they're both at their best, it can be a really, really solid duo, and hopefully we will get to see that once again. In midfield, I wouldn't expect too much change here, given the fact that Busquets went off quite early against Napoli. He was given there a few minutes of rest, so he'll be back in the starting lineup here against Athletic Club. Frenkie de Jong, I can't wait to watch him in this game. I really, really do hope now he follows up that Napoli display with another dominating performance. We want to see him impose himself on these kind of games, and I'm so excited to see. And alongside him, providing he's feeling okay and feeling ready to go energy-wise, Pedri will make up that midfield. But of course then, it's all about the attack, and this is where for me the real decisions come, because I think down the middle, it's got to be again Aubameyang. He has been electric and such a big driving force behind our improved form. Having somebody there who can score goals, finish chances, that is absolutely priceless for any team. He has to start in the middle of our attack. I think from the left-hand side, maybe this might be the game that we do rest Ferran Torres. I was possibly expecting to see that in midweek against Napoli. He played in that game, but I would expect at some point he's got to have a rest, he's got to have a bit of a break, and I think Gavi would be the one to come in on that left-hand side. So potentially we could see Destin Gavi occupying that left wing. And then of course, the big question is, on that right-hand side, is it going to be Adama Traore, who played brilliantly, was a constant threat once again against Napoli, or do you bring back in Ousmane Dembele to the starting line? And that's a very difficult question, because I think Dembele has a lot of good things that we could certainly use in a game against Athletic, but I would just lean towards Adama Traore from the start, because of that physical nature. I think Athletic, they're a really physical team. They will go shoulder to shoulder with you. They will be as forceful as they can possibly be. And I quite like the thought of Adama Traore coming face to face with Athletic. I think there he could really meet them head on in this kind of clash. So I would lean towards Adama, but I would not be at all surprised if throughout the game, again, depending on how things go, or maybe if we can take the lead, force Athletic to come out and maybe leave some of that space in behind as the game goes on. Nothing stopping us here lining up with Aubameyang, with Dembele, with Adama Traore, because when teams come out, when they have to come out and actually try and force a goal for themselves, they will leave space, and this team is capable of destroying you. And of course, guys, when it comes to the predictions, I was expecting a really confident mood. I was expecting a really good feeling, and that is exactly what I have got from you guys. You have not let me down there, but I do have to say, we are still staying realistic. You know, there's no huge outcry there for a big 3+ goals win. We all know that Barca right now are capable of doing that, but I think 2+ is very sensible, very realistic, and I would match you on that. I believe that Barca can certainly win this game. It will not be easy. Athletic are always going to be a difficult team to break down, to beat, to actually compete with in a game like this, especially given they've had more rest coming into it. but I think we can do it. And I'm going to say Barca 3, Athletic 1, and I really do hope that we see a packed Camp Nou that is going to be treated to some of the sensational football we've been seeing recently. So please, guys, do leave all of your pre-match thoughts in the comments down below. How would you line up if you were Xavi coming into this game? And exactly what are you expecting from what is a very, very important clash? We have to keep this momentum going. We've got to keep that confidence surging through our veins. And let's hope in this one that Barca can give us another special night of football. I will see you after the game, of course, for all of the reaction. Thank you indeed for your support, for joining me here today, and for that energy that is building around the club right now. I will see you soon. But until next time, as always, Visca El Barça.